Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of the Sunday Spin. I'm Vinny G, and as always, I'm joined by my friend, just off a major appearance at Fritzy's in the 719, knocking him dead with them bones, going by the alias Larry Mondello. G, how are things in Mayfield, brother?
Oh man, never better. Are you kidding me? Like everything's in black and white and just working out great, man. It's like the mail comes on time, the milk shows up at the front door. Oh man, it's great. Don't have to wash cars.
And best of all your problems are solved in 27 minutes with a lecture from Pops, right?
Oh man, that's right. Exactly, man. Even fall into a teacup and still, on top of a billboard. But man, dude, speaking of legends, we got one in the house today, huh?
Indeed.
Mr. Kevin Chanel. Kev, happy Halloween, my brother.
And happy Halloween to you guys. Lovely to see you.
Good to see you too, sir. Looking good.
Yeah, the Larry Mondello. That's nice. I love it.
Thanks.
Well, I could have worn my Whitey Whitney suit. It would have been even better. I didn't have it.
Yes.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I love that he brought up Whitey Whitney right off the bat because let's get this started. Greno, what band was Whitey Whitney a roadie for?
Ooh, wow.
I've told you this one. Yeah.
I know. I don't.
Do you know, Kev?
I don't remember.
Late 60s. American. Paul Revere and the Raiders, bro.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Whitey Whitney was a roadie for Paul Revere and the Raiders. Can you imagine?
Those so funny.
Those kicks just keep getting harder to find, baby. Wow, that's awesome. That's way cool. Well, yeah, everybody, thanks for joining. Happy Halloween. Your boy Greno, if you noticed, there's no drum set behind me, just some cool records and patches and stuff. I'm hanging out at What's Left Records, one of our sponsors, and our other fine sponsor is with us today, too. He's chilling at home, Kevin Chanel, Grooves Records. Kevin, give us an update, man. We know that you guys have reopened and you're crushing it. So what's the vibe over at Grooves?
It's been great, man. We got the band back together, basically. We had 15 months off to price records and to clean the store up, because after 20-something years, it was just kind of a shell of itself. The original owner, my father-in-law, Ray, he passed on and kind of left the place with it because he was like a control freak dude, so we couldn't like price records or approve records going to the shop, while he was ill because he wanted to do it himself. So when he finally passed on, it was like, okay, now we got to make this thing happen because the dudes that were working there were getting disillusioned, and we were getting bummed out that our store was kind of going to waste. And so we just went on the offensive. We just we're going to put the best stuff out. As we're going to dig through the archives, look under every rock, every rock being the basement here. And we managed to get the store going again, and then boom, pandemic hit. And so I was like, okay, we get it. We're going to close down for 15 months. And luckily, the dudes stuck around. Our guys who have been helping us out, Kelly Stoltz and Doug Sains, and they're just the best. We just got the best people who are just like, yeah, man, whatever we can do, we'll be part of the team again. And we got it going again. Yeah, I think around May, and it's been doing great. I mean, same thing. Just we're finding more records. We're putting more weird stuff out. Finding more. It's mostly '60s stuff. So we're finding a lot of Junior's Eyes and bands like that, and getting them out there. And people walk in and it's like, well, I didn't even think about this album. What are you doing with this in your new arrivals? I mean, it's kind of nice. So it's finally happening again, and we're doing a lot of online Discogs, eBay, things like that. But it's been great. And the best part, also in May, around the time that we reopened, I stopped working a day job. I was like, man, this is. I'm not getting anywhere with this. We had all these things in disrepair I had to take care of. Wanted to get more stuff, wanted to devote more time to the store. So bailed my job of 13 years and said, I'm just going to be Grooves 100%. So just been doing that. And that's it. Plotting the next Lemon Limes album.
Yes.
I'm going to be I'm going to be playing with the Zeros again coming up. So that's my life right now. That's it. Ain't
As
that
we
fun?
always say, Kevin Chanel is rock and roll. Hey,
Oh.
Kev, I'm curious. First off, now that the doors are open again, are you finding your customers are having a greater appreciation for what you've been offering them all these years?
I'm only finding this out now because people just didn't mention it before. Like every once in a while, you'd hear something like on Facebook or whatever, or somebody would come in and say, "Oh, I found this. This is so great." But now it's like all the time. Every time I go in, I only go to the store go into the shop like once a week to do a shift or cover for somebody else. But I'll always get somebody saying, "Oh man, I'm so glad you guys are back. I found this here a long time ago." And they'll mention some obscure record they found 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or that they came in and they came here from Germany or from Spain or from Japan. And it's like, I found this and I wanted to come back. I made this part of my trip, and that's like the biggest, man, that's the hugest, that they would actually, care enough to say that, and that they gave a shit enough to actually want to come back in. That means we're doing something right. But I'm actually hearing a lot more these days.
Yeah, I am absolutely not surprised to hear you say that, because it runs the course. I work in retail myself, and I hear that every day. But I don't work in the institution that you work in. Grooves Records is an institution in your city, the 415. That's not to be lost. There's history there. And there's a great sense of celebration right now to the people who persevered.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Not just in retail, but in life, right? We're three
Sure.
examples right here.
And as is so many things with like the rest of my life, it's all necessity. It's all the fact that we really don't have a choice. We have to keep it open. We have to get rid of all these records, posters, lunchboxes, cassette tapes, you name it. I mean, all these things we have way too much of, storage spaces and garages and basements full of shit. And we have to keep open in order to stay alive. It's like, and that's how it was that's the very reason the store started. When Sunny, my wife, her father started the store back in 94, I think it was. It was because there was just no room to put anything in the house anymore. And he had storage spaces, like 4 or 5 of them. And like the kitchen was completely full of records and books. Of course, the basement, all the bedrooms, Sunny's old bedroom from when she was a kid, completely filled with records and books and lunchboxes and you name it. And we just had to, we had to like step it up and make the house livable, but at the same time, keep the legacy going. But that was how the whole store started. Was Ray's wife, Sunny's mother, said, you got to do something. You got to make. You collected all this stuff all your life since like the 50s, and it's time to actually like act on it and do the rest of your future this way. And so he did, and it worked out really well. He became like a local icon. Just rabid followers. People just loved the guy. He was a great guy too. He was really cool. I couldn't have asked for more in a father-in-law, like a dream father-in-law, the best. And so that was kind of cool. But yeah, so we're just trying to carry that on. And the good thing is he had edicts that were so set out as far as like how things are priced, how things are displayed, how things are collected, how to treat people, like there's a certain way that he did everything. And so we always managed to stay as well as we could close to that. Don't try to go all corporate. Don't go record store day. We're only going to have new stuff, crap like that. No way, man. We're going to keep it the same used record store, the same 60s, 70s focus, some 80s and 90s when stuff comes in. But, really the heart of it is old rock and roll and blues and jazz. And that's kind of been the focus here. So, yeah.
Brilliant. Great. Brilliant. Awesome. What an awesome story, huh, Vin?
Really, Greno. And it's so beautiful as I sit here looking at the long and short, the north and south, the yin yang history of record stores in 2021. I have Greno in What's Left Records. Fantastic store, thriving neighborhood, 719. Things are blooming. Indie. You've got youth. You've got excitement. You've got crazy videos. Yeah, absolutely. And we've got Kev at the institution. You know, Grooves needs no introduction. 415, Bob Dylan.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Call the Smithsonian, right?
Yeah, I wish I had that. They told us, I mean, just to give the backstory in case anyone hasn't heard, because I kind of yammer on and on about it. There's a painting that Bob Dylan did from across the street. There's like a little kind of plaza across the street, but he painted the shop. He actually like did a painting of the shop, and unfortunately, the breakfast place that's next to it, called It's Tops, which is no longer there, and that's a bummer because they had the best pancakes like in the world, but that's gone, and that was like an old '50s diner, but that's gone. But he did a painting of this, and it they're promising us like one day when they can get around to it, they're going to make us a print for it, and of course, you know, we're going to put it at the shop and all that. But hopefully, he'll do that. But we've seen it, and it looks really cool. I mean, just the fact that he did it is such an honor because that was Ray's like that was his main dude. That was one that was like his. Like how the Minutemen are to me, Bob Dylan was to Ray. You know, it was like a big deal.
That was Bob Dylan to me. Had to quote.
One of the cool parts about the painting is that, like in the tiny little corner of the window of the shop, you can see there's a poster for a memorial that we did for Ray after he died. Alan Forbes, the poster artist dude, he did this really cool like old picture and like '60s kind of rock poster. And it's hanging in the window, and Dylan put that in. So it's kind of like, that's the ultimate right there. He
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to flip the side, guys.
I don't blame you.
And who knew that Bob Dylan was a pancake lover, right? You learn the craziest things on the Sunday Spin.
And they had the best milkshakes in the world. Amazing.
50s diners always do. Take it from a Jersey kid, right?
It's a shame they left. When they closed, man, I swear me and Sonny just cried. We were just bummed because that was like the whole thing. We'd go there on a Sunday morning before the shop opened. We'd do a little bit of cleaning up. I'd order in some pancakes. You know, they'd bring them on by, and it's like, fuck, this is the best thing ever. You know, we'd just like drool over these like waffles and pancakes and milkshakes and all that stuff. And then they're just like, we're gonna close. We can't do a pandemic anymore. And they just bailed.
The town I lived in New Jersey was actually where they filmed the paper towel commercial with Rosie. Seriously, right? Absolutely. Yeah. It was one of those New Jersey diners, right?
Yeah.
They sold it and moved it to Michigan. It's sitting out in a field somewhere.
Oh, that's
tragic. Absolutely tragic, right?
From Jersey?
That's my hood. Anyway, really? Man, I'm starving. I don't want to talk food anymore, but I do want to talk hot sauce.
Yes.
Hot. Well, there's some inside of this michelada right here.
El Enojado.
It goes by the name El Enojado, the angry one. Let me get the lighting correct. Here we go.
There we go.
The angry one here. That's my dad right there. That's
Papa Chanel.
That's Frank Chanel, otherwise known as El Enojado. The story behind that goes, he was when he just got out of the Navy, he got out of the Navy about 1956. 57, 56. And he went like straight to work in San Diego. He was, working at Convair and like all these other places. And it was too expensive for like a dude in the Navy with a wife to live in San Diego because they just didn't pay, I guess. And so him and my mom, they moved down to Tijuana, like the hills in Tijuana, like to the east. And, he had been in the Dodgers minor league system. So he was like behind Campanella and however many steps it took to get to the major leagues. He was like in C-ball, which at the time was like A-ball, so like Midland, Texas. And I think he played in Waco and I can't remember the other name of that town, Wichita.
Yeah, and so, I don't mean to interrupt, but at that time, they actually would have been the farm team for a team that was in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, yeah?
Which even adds to
exactly.
The story.
Precisely, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, so he was part of that whole thing, which actually makes me feel, now that you mentioned it, I just never put two and two together. It makes me feel way better about my dad being a part of the Dodger system.
It's an amazing story. Absolutely. I never knew, but just the fact that you told me he was in the Dodger system and they were in Brooklyn and the times that they were, that is an amazing story. And again, I didn't mean to interrupt, but wow.
No, as anti-LA as I am, you really made my day on that one. Perfect. But and so that was like, he did that, and there was like, well, I gotta like be a family man now. And so he did have these crazy ass odd jobs. And then they moved down to Tijuana, and he picked up, just as like a thing to do, with Tecate's team. They had in the International Liga de Baseball Internacional, and he played for Tecate. I can't remember what the name of the team was. It might have just been the Cerveceros, or it was probably that. Hold on, my dog wants in. Just a second.
Take your time. Never a dull moment on the Sunday Spin Halloween edition, live from San Francisco with Kevin Snow.
Here we go. She's being shy. Anyway, so he played catcher for that team for a couple of years, and he was like a notorious like argue with the umpires kind of guy. Oh, by the way, this is Susie right here.
Hi, Susie. I've seen many a picture. You're adorable.
She is adorable. And so so he played with this team, and he was like one of those like, what the hell you mean that was a ball? That was a strike, blah, blah. He was like always doing that, like in English, and these dudes don't speak English, the umpires and stuff. And so basically they were just laughing at the guy the whole time. He was like this obnoxious, like American dude. And so he got the nickname El Enojado, or the angry one, because he was always just arguing with the umps. And like the second season, they started announcing him, on the intercom, like now coming to, now batting El Enojado, Frank Chanel. And
oh man, like he's a wrestler.
Yeah, totally. The scarred one. And so my mother and my aunt, they're my mother and my mother's sister. After the game, they were like driving back home, and they were like laughing about like, do you know what they're calling you? He was like, no, they got some nickname for me. I don't know what the hell it means. My dad's not a very inquisitive dude, so he didn't really like care what they were calling him. And they're like, yeah, you're the angry one. He was like, well, why would they say that? It's like, well, we saw you because you're always arguing with the ump there, and like you're bitching about something at all times, and so they nicknamed him the angry one. And so I've been hearing this story since I was a kid, and all the variations and all the various things that went on in minor league, Mexican ball. And so when I finally started to do the hot sauce, I needed a name, and I had this old picture of my dad from. I'll show you the picture. I had this old picture of my dad from he was a cop in National City, and so they just got this new like lineup photography camera. We take the mug shots, the mugshot camera. And so we're testing it out, and they took these pictures of him. And he's like, Harry Dean Stanton looking, big mustache and all that. And so we've been passing that photo around, us kids, in the Chanel family, like forever, because it's just the coolest photo. And so I used that, and I put the El Enojado on it, and been making the hot sauce ever since. And I thought,
and now it's iconic. There's no other word to describe it, Kevin. Brilliant.
I'm shooting for iconic. I'd settle for legendary.
Hey, Kev, I have a question. The art behind you, I noticed that from a Melvins release.
Oh, the Night Goat.
The Night Goat single, yeah. Who's the artist?
Harvey Bennett Stafford is a local dude. He stopped painting for a really long time to become a merchant marine. So he was like working on fishing boats and stuff. And just recently he started doing art again, had an art show here. Really, really good dude. Just an old San Francisco guy. But I don't know how the Melvins got a hold of it. But we've had it for 25 years, 26 years or so. I don't know. I can't remember when the single came out, like 1992 or something like that.
And and let's switch gears here, even more encouraging just for a second. Now the Padres are Melvins.
Good work.
That's my partner Greno, Emmy Award winning Glenn Morrell here, right?
I'm hot.
He can connect the dots better than I don't know. I got no good dot collecting seminars, but yeah, good stuff. Oh man, how happy are you to have a good manager finally?
Oh,
it means a lot, doesn't it? Yeah,
fantastic.
He wasn't even on anybody's radar too. That's the best part.
I know.
No one thought Bob Melvin at all. I'd have been happy with Ron Washington, of course Bochy, but I doubt he even wanted to do it.
I feel like too that the relationship between the A's and Padres helped because Oakland allowed him to go. A lot of teams won't allow managers to go and interview with other teams, and they were allowed him to do it. So
they saw. I think Billy Beane saw $4 million a year, flipping off the books right there. And it's like, yeah, I can get a trained monkey to do this. Maybe we'll get Bob Guerin back. Who knows? I feel bad for him.
Kevin, we need to see you as a third base coach.
One of these, like Bob Amalfit or Joe Amalfitano kind of look. Yeah,
exactly, man.
How's he fielding foul balls? That's what I want to know. Right?
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Yeah, man. Is he still got the reflexes? It's not easy over there. Let me tell you.
No, it is. It's very difficult. I didn't play third base until like a work softball team kind of stuff. I was always afraid of third base. Finally started playing. It's like, man, that's fun. I dig third base.
It's not like having hard.
It's a hot corner, baby.
Oh, it's fun though. It's like those balls steaming at you like that. Just and you got to like react. It's pretty cool. My dog wants to play now. What the hell's wrong with her?
Of course, it does.
I threw a ball over the fence. So we're good.
Kev, let's let people know, all the viewers here, about where they can get your wonderful hot sauce, which I personally had one shipped to me when you first started. Is delicious. And, let the people know.
I'll gladly ship another one anytime you want me. I'm not good at like left versus right. Just so that people can see the name, El Enojado, ENOJADO.com. So it's elenojado.com. And there's lots out there right now that I've done that are available. There's one I did for my cousin. Let's see. Here we go. Elvez. It's a sriracha flavor. He had asked me to do a sriracha kind of thing, and I didn't know anything about doing sriracha. So I kind of looked it up and saw what the ingredients were, found that I couldn't get them. So I approximated it as much as possible and came up with something I really dig. It really good on like stir fry and things like that, Southeast Asian kind of dishes. But I wanted to get Elvez on a bottle, so I used that old picture of Elvez. Another one.
You know what we're waiting for, buddy? When is the Anonymous Collective line of hot sauce bottles coming out?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
No, we got to have a lemon limes hot sauce.
We're halfway there because we do have a lemon limes one, but it goes by the name Curious Lemon.
Yeah,
of course, a song off the first album. Yep. So, and this is a good one. Habanero and Meyer Lemon. Cut it out, dog. Come on. Jesus Christ. There. And so anyway, yeah. So habanero and lemon, which is like one of the guys that works at the shop, Doug, he's got like a 70-year-old Meyer lemon tree. It's pretty cool. So every once in a while he'll bring like, 3 shopping bags full of lemons. And whatever I don't eat goes into the hot sauce. So think of a flavor. I'll do an Anonymous Collective one. That'll be cool.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. Yeah, if you were a hot sauce, what would you call yourself? Great question, right?
I don't know, man. Sugar and spicy? I don't know. Yeah, I have to think about it.
Super crazy hot. Make it super crazy hot and call it outrage.
There you go.
Ooh.
Always thinking of these things. Always marketing. But I have to. Speaking of which, I have to push this one if you don't mind.
Yes, of course.
This is a thing. I got to block the light again.
Yes.
This is a thing we call Serpent's Kiss, and the picture on there is of the lovely James Reeder, Scott Frazier, and Bake McBride of the band Dewey Defeats Truman. A wonderful group of gentlemen.
Yes.
They dug the hot sauce, and I was going back and forth with them a lot, and they had some new recordings coming out. So we all kind of like combine on the idea of like, hey, let's do a hot sauce just for you guys. And so I made it some pineapple and habanero, and I'd never worked with pineapple before, but it was one of those things where it's like, man, you use too much, you use not enough pineapple and it's just going to burn your face off. So it's like 80% pineapple and 20% habanero. And it's still pretty spicy, man. It's still pretty heavy, but it tastes really good. But it's to commemorate their new EP, The Way You Shatter on Silver Girl Records. Good old Silver Girl Records, San Diego institution.
Yep.
Love those people.
It's a great EP, and we're actually Scott Frazier, the drummer, is alumni from the '64. Went to Poway High with us, and we're looking forward to having Scotty on the show in a couple weeks, man. So thank you, Kevin, for connecting some dots.
Awesome. He's a good dude. That's great.
Yeah. Fantastic. Guys, I just want to share real quick. Kevin, we want to look at some of your records, but just real quick, guys, a couple finds I found today. This is the Godspeed Black Emperor first and only EP, I think, count 98, 99. And then the new Quicksand.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Nice. So I picked those up today for my little Halloween find here at What's Left Records. Always good stuff on the shelf. But Kev, I know that you have some Halloween stuff that Vinny and I really want to peruse. So,
well, it is Halloween. I mean, come on. So, first thing, Disney. Got to always start with Disney. The Disney Trick or Treat, and it's got the Duck family there. Very important. Scrooge is not invited. And here we go. The Sounds of Halloween. Halloween Horrors. Kick in the Pants romp with. I don't know what the hell this is. Kind of thing we just had it laying around, but pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now the good stuff, the really good stuff. A Halloween for Children album, because Halloween's only for adults. So we have the Halloween for Children, and this is a really, really weird record. It's like how back in the 50s and 60s, people thought they were doing really cool stuff for kids, but they were just like really creeping them out. It's that. It's full on like scary and weird.
Oh, cool.
Now this is like the pinnacle of Halloweenness, the chilling and also thrilling sounds of the haunted house. But what's really chilling about it?
Yeah,
it comes in white.
The Disneyland Records edition, yes. And
yeah, you gotta
we discussed this earlier. We love the track, Lunatics Laughing on that disc. Maybe the Lemon Limes could cover it at some point. Think of the field day the art department would have with LLLL.
Oh my gosh.
Who's to say we haven't already? Like under some guise.
Well, it's game plan because Kev, we want to invite you too on Tuesday night if you are available. We're doing an anonymous collective meeting with the whole team. So we'd love to have you on board. Cool. We can talk about some of these details then.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Awesome.
The last one I have, Zither Magic. And you can tell it's Zither Magic because she's a witch. There you go. Only witches play zithers. We should always know that. Every time somebody would come to your elementary school with a zither and like show you guys about music and have someone playing a maraca, they were just trying to indoctrinate you. And I can appreciate that. Luckily, my school had Anton LaVey as the music teacher, so it was really nice. It was like every other kid.
What privilege you lived, Kevin. Oh my God.
National City. Yeah.
Oh man, this is great. Well, Kev, we want to give you the opportunity at this point just to, spread the love, shout outs, praise your crew over at Grooves, whatever you'd like to do, sir. The floor.
I can do it all. It's like one of the things that's just been it's been kind of life affirming to be able to know that even like living in San Francisco is really expensive and shit, as everybody knows, but we've been able to like keep going just by being able to have the shop and being able to support it, just by the people that have kind of shown their love and all across the world, and buying our stuff and kind of digging what we're about. It's nice to have like fans that appreciate the vinyl and the tradition that comes with Grooves. And even though it's not the store that I originated, I'm just kind of married into it. But the family that started it, the Anderson family, Ray and Joan, and then of course passing it on to Sonny and my wife, it kind of gives me something that I can really kind of latch onto as a very important, like a family thing, where I'm not just responsible for myself. I'm responsible for a legacy and history, and of course my own family too. So important stuff there, and to have guys like Kelly and Doug and Brian, another person that works with us, to take their time, to help us out, because it's just like basically spending your day in a record store and pricing stuff and handling calls and dealing with customers and basic things like that. That we have this kind of family that can do that. It's really kind of nice. I'd like to think we're not like any of the other record stores. Not only are we a mom and pop shop, but we're a second generation mom and pop shop. It's literally a mom and pop running a shop.
Yeah.
And so, and we couldn't have done it without a lot of help. And that's dudes like Kelly Stoltz. Oh, by the way, Kelly Stoltz, absolute gentleman. His debut album, Antique Glow, is they're doing the 20th anniversary of it. The third, he's part of Third Man. So Jack Black and his crew, they're doing the 20th anniversary of that album. Unfortunately, the vinyl doesn't come out until next year because of the whole like vinyl backup and stuff like that. But they're doing a party in November. Susie, cut it out, man. They're doing a party in November to commemorate the 20th anniversary. But he's been a part of the Grooves family since before I even moved up to San Francisco. So it's really cool. He's a good dude. Check out his records; they're fantastic. He's such a good musician. You know, one of those plays every instrument in the guys. Really good guitarist, singer, drummer, you name it. And so, that's the big thing with Grooves. Of course, by all means, check out anything on the Scheming Intelligentsia label you can find. There's a lot out there. And of course, Lemon Limes. You know, me and this guy here, Greno, Mr. Awesome. I swear that studio setup you have. I don't know. I mentioned it before a long time ago, but that drum sound, the fact that you can get those drums tuned in so perfectly that's a bass player's dream right there. So nice.
Kudos to you. Talked about that many times on the show. The tremendous swampy echo that you get in that basement is so chess record sounding.
I'll keep it dialed in,
boys. That, Kev.
I got you guys booked for sessions coming up. So I got you dialed in.
Spring 2022. That's the way to go.
We're gonna crush it. Crush it.
Fun.
Yep, definitely. 2022 is going to be the year of the single for the Anonymous Collective.
Year of the single, really?
Lots of singles coming out next year. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Definitely.
We're definitely doing some stuff then. That'll be good.
Yes. Yep. Lemon Lime, the whole bit. Skinny Mulligans.
Nice.
Yep. We got Prefab Soul, which, by the way, I want to shout out to my buddy CJ. His new Prefab Beats 2019 to 2021 is crushing it. Everyone loves it. It's available at Bandcamp, just prefabsoul.bandcamp.com. All of our artists are available on Bandcamp, so check it out. We also have the sister Anonymous Pacific over there in the 64 with Hunter SS. Vinny, you definitely get the costume. You win the costume contest. I had the best name, but you definitely crushed this contest, baby.
I had the day off. What can I say, right?
Exactly.
Kevin, beautiful to see you, brother. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Where are you going to be next?
Where am I going to be next?
Breno, where are you playing tonight, brother? Tell us all about it.
We are playing at the Jack Quinn's down here in Colorado Springs, downtown. Them Bones, Alice in Chains cover band with my buddies Colin, Aaron, Archer, and Danny. And you'd love these people, both of you guys. But Kev in particular, I think you'd love Danny, our bass player. This he's just like you. I call him Punkopedia.
Oh, cool. Can't wait to meet him.
Everything about like I'll mention some rare compilation. He's like, oh yeah, I knew the guy that put that out, or I knew this, or he was on the spin. We had him on season 2 at the end. So if you get a chance, check him out. What's that?
Where's he from?
Sacramento, and LA. He was
cool.
Zacto punk, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
He's putting out vinyl now. So
nice.
One big happy family here.
Oh, totally. Oh, speaking of which, I got to give a plug.
Please.
December 18th, doing a show with Kid Galahad and the Eternals.
Love it.
My Saints tribute band, because I mean the Saints were the best rock band ever. So I gotta give a shout out. We're doing a big a show with one of the dudes that was Joe Wood from TSOL. So they're doing like a thing called Change Today, which is it's weird. A guy in TSOL doing a TSOL tribute, but okay. It's going to be cool. I mean, I know I've seen him play before. He's really good. Yeah. Also the Alley Cats. Like if you ever saw Erg, the Alley Cats are coming back.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. And we're in my band, the Kid Galahad and the Eternals, which is just all Saints. So if you're in San Diego on the 18th,
at the Cows
Tower.
The Tower.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Great venue.
Oh, I've never been there. I'd love to check it out. I hear it's
You'll love it, my man. You're absolutely going to love it.
Nice. I can dig it.
Awesome.
That's my big plan.
That pretty much wraps up a wonderful, cool edition of the Sunday Spin on Halloween. We haven't had a chance to do the Sunday Spin on Halloween before, and you know how the calendar run. It'll probably be another 5 years before we get a chance to do it. But man, I couldn't think of a better guest and better time to spend with two of my favorite people, Mr. Hunter S. Minnow and Kevin Chanel. Hey, you guys, I want to talk a little bit about next week. We're going to stay in your neck of the woods, Kev. We're going to be over in Pacifica, and we're going to be hanging with the legendary dad rock band, the Eddies.
Pacifica, really?
Yeah, with Tony Accarelli and Atticus and Milo Accarelli. Fantastic three-piece. They're gigging out now. They're crushing it. Writing original material, playing a lot of old, classics. They're doing really well. So cool. Yeah, I'm super excited. I know Vinny is to have them on.
They got their debut right here on the Sunday Spin, guys.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew them when they were just kids, right?
Nice.
Exactly. So yeah, but Kev, again, thank you so much. And just a quick also shout out to our buddy Mike Watt. Mike spent some time with Kevin and myself a few weeks ago and learned a lot about Mike Watt 101 and had just some great stories for us. And we really appreciate Mike spending the time. So Kevin, thank you for facilitating that.
Yeah, by all means. It was worth it for the REM story alone.
I know. And if you get a chance, Kev, the next week we had Dave Markey on, who's the film. Yeah. We Got Power Films. Oh man, tremendous guest. Dave, we love you. We can't wait to have you back on. And we're trying to get him to drum on a Mulligans song or two. So fingers crossed on that one.
Hey, speaking of Mulligans, before I shout out of here, thanks for the love on the new video, guys. Right? Other Planet Girl.
Yes, crushed it.
Yeah, we broke the piggy bank on that one, guys, man. You're welcome.
Yeah. Great work.
Thank you.
Great work by that Swedish director, Vinny. I don't know how you found that guy, but
we got to have him on the show sometime, man. I can't wait, right? What an artist.
Definitely, man. But Kev, we'll get you back on. We're going to do like a season ender, probably around the time you might be in San Diego. So maybe we could do a little on-site with you, get you for 5-10 minutes. Or longer. But man, we really appreciate you spending the time with us, Kev. We love you dearly. You're such an inspiration, man, and you keep me going all the time. So I'm ready to, both you guys, man, keep me going with my music, and yeah, let's keep writing and creating. And man, it's just all the best to everyone. Hope everyone has a killer week. Weather's starting to turn over here in Colorado. Yesterday it was 73. Today it was 40. So
wow, that sounds like San Francisco.
Right.
Yesterday was 80. Today is like 60. So beautiful. I love it.
And all right, guys.
Well, good luck to you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yep. And Vinny, one last thing. Got to throw down the gauntlet. Next week, our teams meet. I know you guys are struggling. I know that we're hot, but it's a trap game. So we'll see what happens, baby. Giant.
Oh, no, man. The G-men are terrible. Sorry. Yeah. Shout out to Bergen County, but God, right? Jimmy Hop is not the only thing that stinks down there. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Don't send the emails. We love you. Peace.
Thank you, guys. All right. Sunday Spin. Peace out, baby.
Awesome. That was brilliant, man.
Crushed it. Yeah.